Red alert. Attention, the sky is falling. Bitcoin is dumping. Ethereum is in danger of falling dangerously behind Bitcoin's pace. What do we do now? Is it time to sell out and retreat from the market? That's what a lot of people are saying today. But let's look at the real deal. I'm going to tell you why I'm going big on going long today on BTC and ETH. Let's get it. BitSwap is the hottest new way to trade tokens. Crawling all the top decentralized exchanges, BitSwap gets you the very best price and value for your trades. BitSwap is changing the game. Try it now at bitswapdex.io. Welcome to BitBoy Crypto. My name is Ben. Every day on this channel, I show you how to make money in cryptocurrency. If you like money in crypto, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Also, guys, we have a big announcement for you today, which is that the BIT token is nearing its full launch. This will be the token of the BitBoy ecosystem. Now, the team is airdropping 50 free BIT tokens to the first 500 members of the new BIT token Telegram group. In addition, anyone who joins during the first 2 weeks has the opportunity to win 2,500 BIT tokens. Also, anyone who's used bitswapdex.io will receive free BIT tokens as well. More on BitT as we have Uniswap, Mooniswap, and CoinGecko news coming soon. Now, in this video, we're going to be discussing Bitcoin and Ethereum, the two behemoths in the space. I'm going to tell you why, when many people are panicking, I'm doubling down now and going long on ETH. A little more on my exact targets and what I'm looking to happen over the next few days a little bit later in the video, so you're going to want to make sure to watch the entire thing. The price action has been insane over the weekend, with Bitcoin getting rejected basically 3 times in recent days at the $24,000 level. We should be in Bitcoin price discovery several times over the next 10 months or so. Anytime Bitcoin hits a new all-time high, until it corrects, Bitcoin will be feeling around in the dark, trying to find and establish new levels of support and resistance. Now, once Bitcoin hit 20K, the only line of resistance above was 21,500. There was a huge sell wall at that level, but Bitcoin blew right through it. This is why people say that 21,500 is a strong level of support right now. Hard to see it dipping below that number, but earlier this morning, Bitcoin glanced off of 21,900, so it was approaching that level of support. Now, there wasn't a lot of room to the downside to spare, but it's clear now, zooming on the 30-minute chart here, that Bitcoin, after going sideways for a few days, has now fallen out of the channel it was in and has headed toward that downside. The question is now, what will it do? Now that 24,000 has established itself as a line of resistance. This is the biggest drop we've had during the entire month of December for Bitcoin. The question is, what is the catalyst for this sudden dump? While I tend to believe that there really isn't much here and that this is just a case of stalled momentum, some people are pointing to 2 specific actions: newly installed government crypto regulations and the dump of emails, addresses, and other information from Ledger users. Now, on Friday, the government put out some new rules regarding self-hosted Bitcoin wallets. Basically, they want to know where people are sending crypto to. On our other channel, the Bit Squad, we discussed this on Friday. Make sure to go subscribe there to check that out. Basically, though, it's bad for crypto and the message of decentralization, but ultimately, it gives more confidence to newer institutional investors who want clean money in the space. So it will probably have an overall favorable effect on the price and the market. Now, as for this Ledger hack, this is something that actually occurred several months ago. There was no actual crypto private keys, PIN numbers for Ledger wallets, or pertinent info that would help someone get into your crypto if you own a Ledger. Hackers are leaking Ledger owners' home addresses and email addresses. Now, to me, it's not that scary because I'm smart enough to never fall for a phishing attack. Why? Because I did one time back in 2018, and I learned that lesson. Will never fall for that again. Basically, what these scammers will do is pound the email addresses with crypto phishing emails designed to get users to hand over their private keys or password info for crypto-related sites. You just need to know this. If you own a Ledger, you are going to get scam emails from spoofed Ledger email addresses. If you see something from Ledger, just delete it and move on. This is what I would consider to be a yellow alert hack, not a red alert. A red alert would be if someone could potentially have access to your crypto. In this case, you actually have to still fork over the access to your crypto for the scammers to get you. Now, if you're unfamiliar with phishing, what it means and how to protect yourself, please make sure to do some research on it and become educated on how to prevent yourself from becoming a victim of phishing. It's actually easier than you think. The easiest step, though, would be don't click links in emails ever, no matter how legit they look. And remember, none of this has anything to do with the security of the Ledger wallet itself. It's still the best, and it's what I use for all my crypto. But back to Bitcoin here. I just don't think any of this info from the weekend is what caused this price to drop. In my opinion, this is just a matter of Bitcoin can't go up forever and establishing new lines of resistance. It's going to have peaks and troughs. And what we just experienced was a 9% drop after a 25% peak over the last week. Corrections are natural, and they will occur frequently over the next year. A few things to remember, though. The trend is your friend. People often say, buy the dip. However, in a bear market, the whole market is in a dip, so that is not great advice. However, in a bull market, as we're in now, when we have an almost 10% drop, that's your cue to get in on the action. These dips provide great opportunities for people who are leverage or margin trading. After the big dips, longing during a bull market is almost a slam dunk. Oftentimes, traders will force trades out of boredom or overanalysis on the charts. I'm guilty of it myself. But when we see these kinds of drops, leveraging can be a fantastic idea if you know how to do this responsibly with stop losses. This is exactly what I've just done with Ethereum. I'm going to show you what I did and why in just a moment. I'm also going to tell you what my next big targets are for Ethereum. But if you want to margin trade with Ethereum or Bitcoin or XRP or EOS, you can do so at ByBit. This is where I do 90% or more of my trading. And they always have great rewards for signing up. You can check out their rewards hub page after you register for an account by visiting bybit.bitboy.live. Now, just remember to be responsible and research trading extensively if this is a route you want to go. And if you want to take advantage of Market Cipher, the indicator I use to make killer trades, you can purchase that at mc.bitboy.live as well. Now, if you had Market Cipher, then you have noticed something quite interesting on the 30-minute chart that just popped up, which is a green dot on the oscillator aspect of the indicator. You have to go back almost 2 weeks to find the last green dot on the chart, and you can see what Ethereum did since then. This dot means you should consider going long on ETH. Of course, I can't provide you with financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. But if you look at the indicator from a few hours before this recent drop, you'd have seen a large red diamond, which usually means a big dump is coming. It's almost like Market Cipher works. Amazing, huh? So what are my exact targets for Ethereum? What am I looking to achieve with this long? Currently, I have a 15x long on Ethereum, almost dead on at $600. $600 has shown itself to be a huge line of support for Ethereum, and I don't see it dropping far below that. I hope, of course, this ages well, maybe even by the time the video posts. The interesting thing, though, here is that Bitcoin is above its previous all-time highs of 20K. Well above it still, even after this dip, and yet we saw Ethereum above $600 even before Bitcoin went streaking. Here's the important thing you need to recognize. Ethereum has not popped yet. Remember when Ethereum was around 350 and I told you big moves were coming, Bitcoin was around 12K? The price then shot up almost 100% over the next 6 weeks. Now it's cooled off and Bitcoin has seen another massive run up. It's almost time for Ethereum to have the second leg of its return to all-time highs. The key to this game is patience. You have to be patient and wait for the big move. So right now, I'm long on Ethereum. If it drops back well below $600, and that's a risk I'm willing to take because I'm wanting to catch this next long at the bottom of the move to get the maximum returns and give myself the most options. So what are my targets for this trade? I'm looking at, and this may sound crazy, $700. It wouldn't take much for Ethereum to bounce back to $675, which it just was at a few days ago. And then, obviously not much larger of a move to get it up to a yearly high of $700. There we could see some resistance though. But $700 is not nearly as far away as it seems. If Ethereum truly is going to achieve its full potential over this bull run, like many of us believe that it will, then we need to see these kinds of moves, or it could be in danger of getting left behind by Bitcoin. I'll judge what I want to do with this trade at about the $650 level, the $675 level, and then again at the $700 level. If it has a lot of momentum at that point, I may take profits by raising my leverage if it gets to $700 in the next week. But once it hits $700, I can tell you I will be taking profits in one way or another. But Let me know what you guys think. What do you think about this dump? Do you think we're in free fall mode, or is this the last best buying opportunity? Drop me a comment down below and let me know. That's all I got. Be blessed. Good boy out.